We are so excited. I'm Dr. Roz, and as you know, I've been sitting in this week for our phenomenal Chief Sales Officer Phyllis Nash as they have been in halftime and in Jamaica. And many of them are winding up today, and then some, those top five winners, as well as the leaders, will still be there a few more days in Jamaica. Amazing. It's just a beautiful thing, again, and I say this again, to know that we are in a company that gives you the possibility and the potential to be able to take trips where you don't have to foot the bill, and they're top of the line. So if you've been seeing any of the pictures, following any of the Facebook posts, you know that everything has been excellent, no stops unturned. Everything has been just full of luxury and availability for those that were there. So, that being said, this is the Diamond Factory. And if you're here for the very first time, definitely we welcome you to Wakana, welcome you to Wakana Nation. We are a nation. We are just blowing up all over the country, and that's why we let you hear some of the different areas where people are joining us, or where people are residing, or where people are traveling to do their business, because you do your business while you do your life. And today is a special day because I want to bring on some special guests today that are going to briefly share things that are taking place here at Wakana for them. And, everybody, some companies, you see them on television and they always have these people giving endorsements, and it's because they have been paid to do it. But I love it, the fact that we don't have to pay anybody to do an endorsement, because we have real people with real results. I'm going to bring on a lady. I'm going to bring her on first because I know she said she has some noise where she is, and I want to give her a minute to be able to step out. I know she was going to have to step out and be able to share today. I see her phone number, so I'll unmute you so you don't have to worry about it. But this lady, her name is Tavares Little. So I want you to hear from some people who maybe you've never heard from. And she joined in 420 of 22. So she's just a new person, a new partner that's here, and her sponsor is Cherie Eppinger. Tavares, can you hear me? Are you there?
Hello, hello. It's a he. I'm a man, but I'm here.
All right, I'm sorry about that, Tavares. Let me fix that. He's a man.
You
Yes,
fine.
yes, absolutely. I couldn't tell by the name exactly. So, okay, fantastic. We're so glad to have you. Glad to have you here, New. Go ahead and share with us just quickly what's happening with you with Wakana and products, or whatever it is that you've used, or whatever got you here. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I first heard of Wakana from my uncle. I think he ran into Cherie, my sponsor, back in 2020, and it was the pain cream because I've recently dealt with carpal tunnel syndrome. I had the surgery and everything, so and I've been in and out of RV factory and just factory work ever since I graduated high school. I'm 27 years old, so with me just putting in this hard work, this hard labor, it wear and tears our body. So sometimes I would muscles aching and back aching. So when my uncle ran into Cherie and he got the extreme pain cream and he brought it home, and really it was intentionally for my grandmother. I never really knew about it, and she was using it a lot for her back pains and her knee pains and everything. And so once I was telling her, like, man, grandma, my back's been hurting a lot, my lower back's hurting. She was like, son, try this cream. And I just I had to rub a little tiny bit on my back in the area. And I laid down that night and I was just like, whoa, like as I was going to sleep, I just felt the cream just working my body, just smoothing everything out. So then I didn't really jump too far in the deep end because he had the brochures and everything. I read the brochures and I started to do my studies on cannabis and CBD and cannabidiol and everything, and the different cannabinoids in the plant. And I was just like, wow, but I kind of like I got a little distracted and kind of get into other, entrepreneur things and everything. So once I met Cherie for the first time and 420. Well, it was a few days before 420, and it was just God. I feel like how we met each other. It was just like almost like, man, I can't believe that because I knew about the products, and once I seen her display, friend of a family, that's how we made each other friend of a family. And I was just like, hey, whose business is this? Because I've heard of Wakanda before, and they was like, oh yeah, that's my mom, Cherie. She does. So I was like, I'm gonna stay here. I need to sit down and talk to her. I need to sit down. And once, we talked for like an hour, and I was there. I was all the way in, and the next day, next couple of days, and she was sending me videos and just sending me all the information. I was just like, yeah, no question, because I'm all about health and wealth and freedom and just everything that Wakanda stands for. I'm like, this is me. Like this is here for me. Excuse me. So once I joined, I just got my crown jewel back in June, and I got all the products. And once I started like with the gummies and the tinctures, I already knew what the rub was doing, so I was still utilizing the rub, and I was just like, just to have my own business. Like this is my own business, my first ever business. So I'm like, hey, I'm feeling good, and just feeling like my own boss. Even at work, just marketing it to my coworkers and everybody. Just it just makes me feel so good. And it's like, yeah, ever since I've been utilizing the gummies and the tinctures, and I just been having better sleep at night. Like I just had a newborn baby, and when my girl kind of gets mad at me because when I take my gummy and my tinctures at night, I'm out of there. I'm sound asleep, and she can wake up in the middle of the night hollering, and I'm just sound asleep. I don't wake up until it's time for my body to get up, And she's just like, man, how do you sleep through that? And I was like, hey, it got to be the CBD have me sleeping great at night. And just I'm a consumer of the cannabis plant, the marijuana. Us millennials, we love that. We just love it. And even once I started to get into like consuming the CBD flower and everything, like, and just more and just using the more, just layering all the products, it's like shifted me away from buying, local street weed or whatever, and it's like, it's like I don't have that urge to want to get high anymore. It's like more of the health benefits of me, like, and just I've been having so many creative ideas and like not having, because I used to get, once I get to think about a project, I get like a lot of brain fog and I stop and, don't get back to it until whenever I feel like it. But lately, just ideas will just be sparking and I hurry up and jot them down. No matter what I'm doing, I'll stop, open my phone, jot some ideas down, take some notes, or, so it's just like, it's just sleep. My creativity has been through the roof. My focus, I'm more focused on my task. And just like it's just
Awesome.
I'm just passionate about this, and it's just I'm spreading the word out to my people, my family, and yeah, I'm gonna take them kind of to the top right here for my people.
All right, all right, all right, Tavares, on and popping. Oh man, that's exciting. Love it, love it, love it. Man, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you had to do a little sacrifice and to be able to share this information with us, but thank you so much for taking the time out to share. That's amazing. We look forward to all the things that are getting ready to happen with your business.
Oh yeah, me too. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All
I was a
right.
little nervous, but I was like, let's do it.
Hey, come on now. There you go. Stepping out your comfort zone. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you,
All
Dr.
right.
Rob.
All right, definitely. So let's move on. We've got another one, another great testimony. It's just a beautiful thing when it's happening with normal, everyday people. Here he is, a millennial, and I've met some millennials, and hey, they're doing their thing. They just want what they want, but when I tell them, just try it, and when they do, they have the same kind of testimony that Tavares has. But I want to go to Yvette Jones. Yvette Jones she joined us in March of 22. For some reason, I'm finding all these new folk that are here. I'm just excited about the new people that are on board to keep us moving and motivated. And she was sponsored by Crystal Robinson. Yvette, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right, we can hear you. Go right ahead.
Well, good morning, Wakanda family. Now, let me make a side note that I am not a Wakanda distributor. I'm a Wakanda customer.
Yes,
I
go
have
ahead. Yeah,
from
I love it.
yeah. So I was looking for something. I had a heart attack. I had COVID in 2019. I had COVID-19 pneumonia in 2021. Then I had a stroke in 2021. Then I couldn't walk for almost 6 months during 2021 and 2022. So when I saw my old classmate Crystal on Facebook showing her big belly, then the small belly. I'm like, wait a minute. That's what I'm trying to do. Lose some fat. So I hit her up and she said, "Oh, well, this is what I do, and you need to come out and get tested for your blood." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I was getting ready. My husband said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, I didn't want to tell him because some people they say some things that may discourage you, and I wasn't looking for any discouraging conversation this day, which he didn't give me anyway. He wanted to come too. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're both there. We both got very excited. So we both brought the product for the 21-day cleanse. We skipped step 1 and step 2 simply because we didn't know about step 1 and step 2. And I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad we lunged full fledged in because that was the best thing that happened to us to do a raw cleanse for 21 days.
Yes.
From the time that I started my journey of 100 days to better health physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, what kind of came in 20 days later. So on day 80 is when I started the 21-day cleanse. And for my 100-day journey, I'm still vegan, most days raw vegan, and still doing my juices without the powders and the shakes. But I'm still doing the green raw and still raw vegan, and I'm down 30 pounds from the
Wow.
yeah. So and I'm always gleaning to see what's next. So I'm asking my sponsor, what do I do next? And we will come back to take a look at more products because it works. Not just the 21-day cleanse, but the whole lifestyle of better and healthier living. And
Yes.
and that's why, I stayed in the group. I didn't leave the group because I just believe in it so much. We don't have anybody in our community, in African American community, especially going around telling us, "Hey, you're big, but I know how to help you." I mean, not that blunt. I might be that blunt, but some people may not be. But but still, we don't have anybody caring for us that way.
Right.
They see us walking around and smiling, but underneath, there's no happiness in carrying all that weight and all that disease. We've gotten used to it, so we just smile and grin and keep going because we don't know any better. We don't know what else to do. But what
Right.
kind of really showed us that it's this simple: eat different, take these powders right here in your smoothies to clean out that gut and get it healthy again and resume the lifestyle. It was just that simple.
Awesome, 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 fantastic. Well, you help us, please help us keep spreading the word and
Okay.
let people see your example. That's amazing.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So listen, this is good. This is really good. I'm so blessed by hearing those of you that are doing the flat belly lifestyle and getting results. See, that's what it's all about. So let me jump real quick because I got a text message from somebody who wanted to chime in a little bit when Tavares was talking. Cherie, I just unmuted you. Go ahead, real quick.
Okay, yes, Dr. Rob. I just want to say I am so proud of this young man. When he was at my house, I had went for my walk, and he was at my house when I got back waiting out, and he was like, "Wait a minute, I know these products." And when we got to talking, yeah, he was waiting on me to get back. When we got to talking, he was like telling me where he knew him from, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, those are my cousins." And I actually grew up with his grandmother, and I know his aunts, uncles. But I'm so proud of this young man. They had their little children with him, his little baby, and he have a 4-year-old. And they are doing such a good job with their children. The little boy, he was on his way out. He was coming down the steps, so I helped him down the steps. He was like, "Thank you," little to even say thank you. But they are doing so. And when I talked to him, he was stuff. I was like, "Ooh, you're perfect. You need to do this and need to leave a legacy for those children." But I am so proud of Tavares. And I got somebody to help me with my Facebook stuff now. So
All right, all right.
he is
That's
really doing a good job with his children.
that's it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Cherie, for chiming in. Listen, I'm telling you, you're proud when other people are being blessed because you were able to be instrumental in helping them. That's what it's all about. All right, let's go to Carol. Carol, I don't see your phone number, but if you're there and you're listening to me, hit star star twice. So we can get you going, and just as soon as you hit it and you can talk, I can't hear you yet. If you're here,
Can you
Carol,
hear me now?
Carol, I can hear you. I
Can
can
you
hear you. I can hear you. Yes.
hear? Okay, okay. Good morning, Wakana Nation. Dr. Roz, good morning. I'm Carol Signor. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and a very, very proud certified Wakana wellness coach. I just like an opportunity to share my journey with you. You see, for 53 of my 78 years, I've been living a health nightmare of life-threatening diseases. Having had two eye surgeries in the last 2 weeks, I now have endured 13 surgeries, and one eye had an autoimmune disease, bringing my total of autoimmune diseases up to 8. During this time, I had been told twice that I had 3 years to live, once in 1985 and then again in 2000, when I was told if I didn't have a heart and lung transplant, my life expectancy was no more than 3 years. I decided to trust God and have neither. So February 2022 made 22 years since that was spoken over my life. But for the glory of God, I stand and speak to you today. About 11 years ago, I changed my entire lifestyle. I was eating quote unquote healthy, exercising regularly, but the autoimmune diseases kept coming, as did the surgeries. What I discovered in 2017 was that babies born by cesarean birth will very likely have autoimmune diseases. I couldn't believe it because all my life I wanted to know why this was happening to me. I was watching a doc series about 10 doctors talking about this topic, explaining that because the baby doesn't go through the birth canal, the baby lacks exposure to the mother's microbiome. That is found in the birth canal, thus making C-section babies prone to autoimmune diseases. Unfortunately, my brother and I both were cesarean births. My brother died at the tender age of 53 with diabetes, leg amputated, hypertension, you name it, he had it. 2021 was a horrific year for me. One thing after another, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it this time. In November, not known to many, I was at death's door, looking at the fear in my daughter's eyes as she tried to hide her concern was gut wrenching. So on October 25th, 21, I reached out to our CEO, Melissa Boston at Toye Bay, explaining I desperately needed help. When she returned my call, she told me she had just spoken to Dr. Prince about me that morning. 3 days later, we were connected. I did a health intake and started getting things in place to start my 21-day detox cleanse. I was in a crisis when I started the cleanse. Dr. Prince and or Sharon checked in on me every other day during that first week and a half and were always available by phone. When I tell you guys you're in the right place, Wakana is where it's at. What I learned is that although I did indeed change to a healthy lifestyle, I was not eating according to my blood category and thereby doing my body harm. You see, one person's nutrition can be another person's poison. My blood category is AB positive, and anyone who knows me knows I love my seafood and I love my chicken. Well, guess what? Those of us within the AB blood category should avoid such seafood as lobster, lordy, shrimp, crabs, clams, and chicken. So many of my favorite food choices that I grew up on and had eaten all of my life, I should have avoided. But who knew? You don't know what you don't know until you do. I learned so much during this process. My 21-day cleanse detoxed me from the toxins, inflammation, parasites that were attacking the nutrients that in my body, and therefore my body wasn't absorbing any of the vitamins or supplements that I was including in my diet. Additionally, I learned that eating outside of my blood category will cause my immune system to attack itself. So compound cesarean birth with eating outside of my blood category, and there goes comes my 8 autoimmune diseases, and I hate saying the 8 autoimmune diseases and surgeries. I completed my first 21-day detox cleanse in December 2021. I have not eaten meat or any of my favorite seafood in 7 months. My diet is primarily plant-based, steamed, and raw foods. This program has helped to save my life. I have lost weight and waist. My blood pressure is down. A1C level is down. I have greater clarity and memory. I am redeeming my body in Jesus' name. Since I have more than 70 years of toxins, inflammation, and parasites to get rid of, I'm going to start my second 21-day detox cleanse after completing my post-surgery visits. I will cleanse a minimum of 2 times a year. Unfortunately, I am still having life-threatening issues with my heart. Doctors confirmed that what they suspected in November is a fact. I have amyloidosis of the heart. It is the doctor's report based on their understanding. The report I again choose to believe is God's report. Just like the other areas of my body that has gotten great improvement with this program, so will my heart. I know there are other individuals such as myself who have been suffering for years with chronic illnesses, pain, and depression, with no answers and who often suffer in silence. They now have a voice and a natural solution. I am driven to help as many folks as I can reset their health and expose them to the C-section connection to autoimmune disease, the bioscan to identify what might be going on in their bodies, and the 21-day cleanse that can get rid of toxins, inflammation, and parasites, which will help to reset their health and their lives. You see, it doesn't matter what the doctor's report says. I have work to do. And just like God used Paul with the thorn in his flesh, he is using me because broken wings can still fly. Dr. Roz, I thank you so very much for inviting me to share. This
Yes,
company has changed my life.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Carol. Oh my God, we don't have a dry eye in the house right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing. Amazing, amazing. Oh, it's life changing, guys. It's life changing. Okay, we got two more. I know we're over our time, but let me see. Valerie Jackson, are you there? You are unmuted. If you're there, go ahead.
Yes, I'm here, Dr. Roz. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes.
Well, I joined Wakana in 2019 because Commissioner Patricia Horton said she had something wonderful, for me to get into, and but my mind wasn't on it because I had a son that had cancer. So I dealt with that, and flat belly lifestyle came up. Last year. So I say I wasn't feeling so good about myself because I had took care of my mom, took care of my brother, and then I took care of my son. And when you take care of others, you really forget about your own health. So I had gained so much weight that my self-esteem was pretty much gone. So the flat belly lifestyle challenge came up. So I joined that, and I lost, I want to say about 20 something pounds. During our opening of our weed cafe, I was down like 20 some pounds. By the end of December, I was down 50 pounds. And I did the first phase 1, phase 2, and here come phase 3. So I went and got my scan. So Dr. Prince did my scan, and it said I had upper and lower intestine problems, and I had plaque to the channels of my heart. And I already knew about the upper and lower intestine problems because of a colonoscopy I had went through. They said I had a blockage. So I did the cleanse. On the 5th day of the cleanse, in the toilet, I seen something moving. I couldn't see it because it was so clear, but I saw something. I'm like, okay. So on the 10th day of the cleanse, I thought I had diarrhea. When I got up to clean myself and look back, it wasn't any waste in the toilet. Nothing was in the toilet, but I looked toward the front of the toilet and it was a mass of little bitty dots. And I sat there about 10 minutes looking in the toilet. I hope I don't want to eating right now, but I sat there 10 minutes looking in the toilet. I'm like, what is this? Little bitty BBs, like little BB guns, like BBs. So I looked it up and it was parasites. It was a mass of parasites. And that was my 10th day. So after the 10th day, I just felt so different after them parasites came out of me. So I was talking to Eric Strickland, and he said he was on Rebound with Wakana every morning with Dr. Roz. I'm like, okay. So I know I had the plaque in my heart. So the Prince said I needed to work out more. So I joined Dr. Roz in October, 6 days a week. I was very, very what's the word for it? I wanted to gain my health back. So I went with Dr. Ross 6 days a week. So after this, I'm getting to the point that I did the 21-day cleanse. I lost 18.5 pounds of waist. What I didn't say in 2019, when I went and got my colonoscopy, it said I had a blockage in my intestines and they wanted to cut me open. And I'm like, oh, no, God, no. So my son said, Ma, I got you. You have this surgery. I got you. But like I say, 2 months later, things kept stopping that surgery. 2 months later, my son came up with cancer, the same son that said he got me. I had to have him because he came up with cancer and passed. Come forward, I never had the surgery. Come forward, I went back and got a colonoscopy. It went through, y'all. It went through. The laser went through. I was crying on the table. I was praising God. They didn't understand why, but them parasites that I saw on that 10th day was what was blocking me. And the doctor never understood why I wasn't having any pain and my bowel movements was normal, but they was going to cut my intestines open and I was going to end up on a colostomy bed. God stopped that 3 times. Every time I went to have the surgery, 2 weeks before the surgery, they had a machine. So that was God stopping that. But all I want to say is I thank God to Flat Belly Lifestyle. It saved my life. It changed my life all from the beginning to now. I'm back on the cleanse again. That was so wonderful the first time around. I wanted to try the second time. I've been back on the cleanse again from the first of this month. I'm 10 days in. I'm feeling wonderful. But when I say those of you all out there thinking about doing 7 days, do the 7 days. But I recommend the 21 days because if it had not been for that 10th day that brought them parasites out my body, I would be on a colostomy bed, you all. Right now, I'm jumping double dutch. I'm working out with Dr. Roz on Rebound with a time 4 days a week now. Oh, God, all I want to say is I feel wonderful, 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 and I thank God for Wakana, Flat Belly Lifestyle, Dr. Prince coming into my life, Commissioner Patricia Horton inviting me to Wakana in the beginning, and you all please do the 21-day cleanse. I heard Ann Mooney say one day about booty belly. That was the second phase. She was just kidding, but I run with that. And I don't be meaning to hurt anyone's feelings, but I be like, hey, you got a booty belly that done laughed. And they be looking at me like, huh? I be like, yeah, I had that same booty belly that done laughed. It had done laughed over my belt. And so, once I put that I have had that also, it changes how, they felt about me talking about their booty belly. And they were like, what you mean a booty belly? Your booty is bigger than your butt, so you have a booty belly. So anyway, you all, I just thank God for Wakana, and I thank God for Flat Belly Lifestyle. It changed my life. It saved my life. I'm an A negative. I cannot
Yes.
eat catfish, buffalo, shrimp. I love shrimps. I cannot eat them things. So, but I have turned into a pescatarian. I'm slowly going vegan. I'm so much vegan, but I still can't let go of that fish. But it's coming. I'm a fishing lady, and I don't throw back. I
All
cannot throw
right.
back good meat. So I would like to thank you all for letting me share this with you. Anybody that it may help that wanted just to do the 7-day cleanse, please do the 21-day cleanse. That's where you will see your most results.
All right, all right, all right, Valerie, you did it, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Listen, we're way over time. It's time for me to start the rebounder class, but there's one more person I asked to speak, and I hope if she's out there, Tammy, Texler. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I don't see your number. If you can star and let me know if you're here, you can definitely unmute. Tammy, are you there? Are you there? Tammy, are you there? If you're there, I don't know if you made it on the call, but I do want to give you the opportunity. If you're speaking, we still can't hear you. I want to give you that opportunity because these have just been fantastic. She might not have been able to get on. I'm not sure, but we'll get her the next time for sure. Thank you guys for everybody's hung on in here with us. It's been longer today because these testimonies have been moving. So have a great Wakanda kind of weekend, a Wakanda kind of day, and be blessed. And we'll see you Monday morning with Wake Up to Wakanda so we can hear all about Jamaica and what's taking place and what's going on in Wakanda. Be blessed. Have a great day, everybody. Bye bye for now.